Welcome back to the Second Lunch Podcast. Cole, I have had bratwurst 3 different times this week. How does that strike you?
I mean, I'm jealous. Bratwurst, how do you prepare your brats? Do you just straight up grill them? Do you do the beer?
Beer,
Yeah. I mean, you can't mess with a classic.
Right.
And then mustard, onion.
Mustard and kraut.
See, that's where we differ. I respect the kraut, but I just don't have the fortitude.
Something in me has changed.
There's a certain age of Polish or Eastern European. Because, I mean, my whole mom's side of the family's from Slovakia, so maybe it's coming for me. I remember watching her make sauerkraut, and it was super cool. Super cool to watch anybody make, canned food like that, or jarred food, but it was so much salt. It was the most salt I've ever seen anybody use for a real activity other than like salting your driveway. I've never seen anything like it.
Right. I like that it makes cabbage smell better somehow, despite it being an insane process. So like, this cabbage is a lot better.
Yeah. That is funny because I genuinely love cabbage. A lot of fun things you can do with it.
Mm-hmm.
Got to be one of the less appealing vegetables in terms of the
cabbage can be good.
It puts off some smell.
It can really be feet sometimes.
Yes, for
sour
sure.
feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can be.
Yeah,
be bad news.
carrots aren't bringing that sort of stank to the table usually.
Mm-hmm. I've just been really hungry this week, which is why we had people over the weekend, and we had bratwurst left. I should say I hid the bratwurst after everybody had a chance at it once.
Right.
So because
one
I
bite
wanted
of the
them.
apple.
Yeah, you had your chance first. You went with hamburger first. That's your problem. You had your chance. Had to take it in the first round, baby. Anyway,
now that you've brought this up, it's also grilling season. So have you got the barbecue out yet? I mean, we're turning into the full dad show.
That's how this happened. Yeah.
See, that's the only time the brats happen without the beer for me.
It was a literal smoke show. It was the first time we'd run the grill in a little while.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, daddy.
Had to burn off some old carbon.
Yeah. That was a smoky time. But yeah, I got a competition on Saturday.
Nice.
Powerlifting meet. And it's always weird at the end of prep for these. You just do singles for like a week and then you take like a week off. But that week that you just do singles, you're picking up the heaviest as much as you can.
Right.
Several times. And you get so fucking hungry because your body's like, well, fuck, we might have to do that again. Get me protein. Yeah, so I've just been fucking hungry.
Where's the hidden bratwurst?
Yeah, exactly. That's why I stashed them. Dude. It's like, I'm going to need those.
You feeling good for the competition, though?
No. I'm so injured. Every different lift, I've gotten an injury. Fucked up my wrist somehow, just my ulna, so I can like still bench press, have a tight Achilles. Fuck off, Achilles. What do you get out of here? What a dumb... Like, knock it off.
Yeah, I'm not running up and down the court 40 minutes a day.
Get out of here. I barely walk. I'm mostly, like, it's insane. And then I have a rhomboid strain. Do you know what a rhomboid is?
It's that shape that's got the... Oh, that's a trapezoid.
It's a rhombus. It kind of goes under your lats and your back. I'll give you a guess.
It sounds like a hurty place for...
Multiple choice on how I injured this. Was it A, picking up 500 pounds, B, vigorous intercourse, or C, reaching for something in the car?
I mean, you set it up with the classic rule of 3. I got to go with the third one.
Yeah.
Before you said or gave me the options, I was going to guess sneeze because I think Sammy Sosa hurt himself.
It's been fucking me up, though. No, legit. Every time I sneeze, it's like, it just grabs. Yeah, no. I get Sammy now. I get what happened. Poor man.
And he was compromised by steroids. Like, of course you sneezed yourself.
You should have injected it straight into the rhomboid.
Do you remember the closer for the Mariners, Sasaki? I think that was his name.
Kazuhiro Sasaki.
Yeah. He, from what I've read, he liked to party a little bit. He liked to get after it. And he drank quite a bit, and he slipped on his own luggage in the airport, which is kind of like a Buster Keaton bit or something. Yeah, like I would love to see how that happened, but he had landed on the 15-day IL.
Classic. Brewers had a guy go on the IL because of salad tongs. He was a pitcher and he like cramped using salad tongs.
Okay, I
IL.
feel like something else was probably already happening there. Like the next Vulcan change he threw was probably going to like do that. But that is
Yeah.
very funny for
Yeah.
that to be the straw. It was like,
Another-
oh, I went after the Caesar.
Another guy, hand shut in a suitcase, like he was packing his suitcase and his wife slammed it shut and it fractured fingers.
That's one where I feel like he is lying to the team. You crashed on a moped. And then you're just like, honey, you got to take the fall. They're going to void my contract.
The suitcase one should work. It should work. They'll believe that. Blame it on me. Just blame it on me. No, my favorite IL thing I've ever seen, I don't even remember the guy's name, but he was a Japanese second baseman for the Astros when we were...
Still in the Central.
Yeah. And he had a world-renowned porn collection. And all it said for the reason for the IL stint was anal fissures. And so there was a lot of speculation.
See, that's when it really behooves you to be a hockey player because they'll just call it like lower body injury.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
in the NFL, they're like, and that's baseball, obviously. But in those two leagues, they're like, no, we need to know exactly what happened. Toy car up my ass.
Rhomboid strain reaching in the car.
Yeah, exactly. They want to know details
Yeah.
times.
So this gets me into the first thing that I wanted to talk about. Well, not the anal fissures, but the eating a lot. Have you ever thought about meatballs? Have you just thought about what a meatball is? Because it's literally just a ball of meat.
I've thought about it a bit. I've thought about meatloaf more. And I think that's because food being in ball form is more common or like tangible, whereas loaf form is
it
so
more common?
specific.
See, I was thinking.
I'm
I'm with you on the discussion, but I think I'm on the other side of it because
fair.
I feel like there's more loaf stuff. It's not
There might
bread
be.
balls.
Yeah, well, I mean, at the Brazilian play, we get the bread balls, the garlic
that's
knots,
true,
but
yeah.
I guess those are knots. So yeah, I mean, talking true balls, true balls, things described that way. You're right, because there's only like mozzarella balls, and then like
I would love to know how it was invented.
it's
That's what I want to know.
the meatball or the meatloaf.
Because somebody
The ball.
had either, but specifically a ball. Somebody had to come in and be like, "What is that? Meat? Why is it a ball? It's all the meat we had. We rolled it up. Want a
It's-
meatball? Problem is, I fucking love it. I'm like, yeah, meatball, hell
The
yeah.
thing is, the meatballs that we have are really consistent. They make a lot of sense. The way you're describing it makes it sound like just like whatever you got lying around, like catamari, gambas. You're just kind of
I
like,
refuse to believe the first meatball was all the same kind of meat. There's no shot. They
Yeah,
were rolling up what they had left. They're like, let's see what happens.
that's fair. That's valid because, I mean, especially just the nature of hamburger or sausage itself, right? Because that's going to go into your meatball.
Mhm.
It's like you've got your fat, you've got your meat, and you've decided, like, I'm grinding it up. You're already
Yeah.
getting a little bit weird. You're already flying a little bit away from, I mean, of course, it doesn't sound strange to us, but you're taking the natural cut of meat and you're doing some stuff.
Could have been, an early time Dahmer-esque sort of cover up. You never know.
You think Meatball is a weird guy that's like, oh God, how am I going to sell this? How am I going to sell this meatball concept that people open my fridge? They saw all the people I had ground up in there.
That was for meatballs.
Got to back into this one. Better open a restaurant. This is complicated.
Another thing I like, I'm learning Italian, and I do know that the Italian word for meatball is polpetta. Presumably, the meatball was invented in Italy, which means whoever got a hold of English saw the polpetta, and was like, no, that is a meatball.
That is a really funny. We've talked about this outside of the show before. That I like the certain fruits and vegetables where the rest of the world has named them something, and we're like, nope, that's a pineapple. Like the 98% of the globe has, and I can't remember the name.
It was grapefruit we were talking about because I texted you pompelmo.
Right.
Which still gets me. That's the Italian word.
Or eggplant, an aubergine. I think like the rest of the world calls
that's a
it
great
that,
word.
and then we're just like eggplant.
Oh, fuck. Hold on. I have to think of another good word. The Italian word for parrot is really papagallo.
No,
It's such a good
it sounds
word.
like king parrot or something.
I'm never going to forget. I could never forget that. That lives right in my heart.
So there was one Italian word that I learned recently. It was in the Wikipedia research. I'm hoping I remember it correctly. So during one papal enclave, and this was the only papal enclave where there was an injury. There was a fight, and one cardinal had some bones broken.
What is an enclave?
It's when all of the an enclave. There's a few different meanings. Like an enclave
Chevy
for
enclave?
for a see
Like
an enclave for like a country is a place within another place.
okay, gotcha.
But
Right.
but an enclave for the popes, the papal enclaves, is where they bring all the cardinals and like bishops, whatever I think maybe cardinal is the lowest rank that you can be. I don't know where they cut it off. Yeah. Getting roasted over here. But bringing everyone together to elect a pope. Fist fight at one point broke out over who the pope's going to be. But there was one candidate who, in particular, he ended up getting vetoed because he apparently used the Italian slang word for penis a lot, which was cazzo or cazzo. And one guy was just like, we can't have that. And he did not become pope because I don't know why he was talking about dick that much. That's probably fair. It's probably like enough of
I don't know. The Catholics,
I feel like my pope should.
it's certainly on their mind more than they're willing to admit.
That's valid. And also now that we have a pope that's a White Sox fan, it's like all bets are off. You
It's the
know,
first time I've liked a pope.
fair enough. But this guy rooted for AJ Przynski. What's his moral fabric?
Hey,
gonna
Frank
be?
Thomas. Frank
Okay.
Thomas.
All right. I love how I raise it to an unreasonable
Joe
level.
Crady.
Can we just calm down with some Frank Thomas? I'm like, yes.
The second best one I could come up with was Joe Crady. Fuck.
Didn't Mark Burley throw a perfect game?
Oh, yeah. Mark Burley.
But
Well, Kazo.
but yeah.
Close
So
enough to cock.
yeah,
The Z in there makes it a little
suspect.
too zesty. You know, I get it.
You get why you lost out on the Pope
Get
ship.
it.
I don't know if it's called a Pope ship, but
Papacy, I
it's,
think.
yeah, I think.
But I like Pope ship a lot more.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep calling it Pope ship.
There's no way to ease into this, Cole. Do warm spots weird you out? Like when you sit down and it's already warm.
I think it depends on the level of warmth.
The size of the spot.
Yeah, exactly.
Is it
mean-
moist?
Yeah, we've got 3 cats and a dog. Don't get me wrong, the cats only put out so much heat. But like I sit in a place, it's like, yeah, it was rusty here, but if it's very hot, like,
Yeah, home warm spot still weirds me out. I do
fair.
like
You're
if I
talking-
sit down on a toilet and it's already warm, there's a part of me that's like, I don't even want to go anymore.
It's
Let's just forego. We'll wait until this
warm toilet seat
cools
is
off.
unsettling.
Especially like I was thinking more so in public. Like if you sit down on a bus and the seat's already warm, I
don't-
move. I'll go find a cool one.
That's valid. The thing
I don't
is
want
just
some stranger's body heat on my butt.
I've had fair enough. There's just been so many times where there's been piss on the bus that like
Warm spot's not that bad.
Yeah,
After
exactly.
piss, yeah.
I mean
That's
some
fair.
some people also just have stank butt. Their butt stinks, and even if they don't shit or piss on the and don't get me wrong, there are unhoused people do not have the right resources here, but some people are just not washing their ass. And then they're stanking up the seat.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you can see there's like a visible film. It's like Pigpen from the Peanuts or something. And you're like, so yeah, I don't want the warm, but I'm like focused on so many other things on the bus.
Yeah. I say
A
that.
restaurant, I will say I'm not focused on that much else. So if I sat in a really, that's like a more that
Yeah.
would be more likely to capture my
Cloth
attention.
also generally absorbs heat and keeps it like it doesn't. It's not way hotter after somebody should like metal chair maybe.
Right, that literally
Maybe
conducts
even
heat.
wood.
Yeah.
Yeah, I say this being the person who I'm just a moist man. If I sit down on concrete for long enough, I'll get up and there will be an ass outline.
Yeah.
Which I remember one time in college after softball. So I'd been moving around. I was like truly sweating.
Yeah.
And I was sitting talking to this girl and I was laying it on pretty thick. Thought I was doing pretty great. Got up, huge ass sweat staying on the concrete. And I was like, what'd I sit in? Like, I totally, yeah, obviously everything else was dry, but I must have sat in the only thing that was there. Oh, God. I don't get embarrassed. That was embarrassing.
Yeah, that's a tough. You just got to take that out. You know,
Yeah.
you just got to move on to Cincinnati.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just got to on to the next week on that one. That it doesn't happen too much to me, but it does happen sometimes, and it's always like the most uncomfortable chair that is somehow like in some fucking meeting where it's like,
Mhm.
oh, I was already talking to people and having to be like have some level of my anxieties up, and now I'm in the worst chair of all time. I'm gonna sweat through my
Oh,
taint on this one.
God,
This is
chairs
terrible.
give me anxiety. Any plastic chair I've ever seen, stress, pure stress.
I hate how when you go to a friend's house and you've got like 7 people, and this is especially true when we were younger, you know, your friends only have so much, so many pieces of furniture, especially like college life. And so inevitably there's like a 7th chair that is like the smallest, ricketiest thing that, and somehow I have to sit in it. Like, and my friends always, being a bigger guy, I always got to sit like shotgun. It's not a lack of consideration. I have considerate friends. It's more just like everybody just was grabbing chairs as they existed. I'm always the guy at the airport that's like, I'll board the plane when they start to close the door. Like I'm at the gate. I'm at the gate. I'm just not eager to get up to sit down. So I've put myself in this position as the last chair guy.
Is though, because I for a long time have been last guy on the plane at the airport. This probably doesn't happen to you much because you were not as big as me. But when I do that, every person with a seat next to them is looking at me like, fuck, no. Don't be me. Don't be sitting next to me. Please, God, no. And then I get to see the face of the person who found out I was sitting next to them.
I'm the guy.
Yeah. I would rather not have to look as they're walking up and discovering that it's happening rather than thinking they had a seat next to them and then, nope, you're the biggest guy on the plane.
Yeah, definitely. That's something you want to see coming as you approach your seat rather than the other way around. I have had a few cases. There was one time where I was at a work conference in Florida. There were storms, so they had to do like a fly up the coast first and then fly me home. They couldn't fly me across the country from Florida. And it was a day of storm. So of course I get stuck in a middle seat, and it's cool. Just it is what it is. But somehow I'm with the other 2 because at the time I weigh close to 3 bills. There's like 900 pounds of dude in this 3-person row, and we're looking at some of these other rows like, is this a lark? Am I on candid camera? How did they pick the
Did you
3
guys acknowledge what was
Yes,
happening?
we were loudly talking about it, like hoping a steward or flight attendant might.
I would have pressed the button and just said, this is ridiculous.
It's just hitting the, please, can you just rearrange the deck chairs on this Titanic and put me in a row that has just one person that's under the age of 20? Like, these are all people that have been eating 3 bratwursts this week, and that's cool. But you can't put us all in the same place, man.
I said 3 days.
Okay, fair. I'm saying, though, this is the bratwurst row. You got to spread out the bratwurst consumption. This isn't cool. Like, okay, I heard a stat the other day that the average American eats 150 hamburgers per year.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
No way.
Here's the thing. I know I'm a guy bringing those numbers up. I know I'm one of the guys.
No shot.
Because, okay, 150 burgers a year, it's
That's like every other day.
3 burgers a week. That's a lot. But if you're doing like, I ate, 2 McDoubles, and you did that twice in a week, you're bringing up the average. So, I get my...
Little aside here, as I'm complaining about being big. Have you had the Big Arch Burger, whatever the fuck it is at McDonald's yet? Is this the second time I brought this up?
Yes, it is.
On the show? Oh, no.
Are you trying to get the sneak sponsorship?
So fucking
You think
good.
McDonald's is going to come on?
Damn it, dude. Oh, we got to move on.
We can't even, unless they start giving me, you, and Alex some free
Boy,
Big
is
Arch
my
bucks
face
or whatever.
Speaking of food, let's transition.
It's called Second Lunch.
Yeah.
Stick to the damn premise.
Second burger. Banana bread. We should have talked about this after meatballs. Another food I love the premise of. I love that somebody looks at bananas and is like, we can't eat those. Let's make food out of it.
Yeah. The funny
and then
thing,
it's fantastic.
It's so good. The funny thing too about banana bread is it's not just that it goes from, this is a perfectly good banana to, it's a banana bread banana. you have to acknowledge there's a no man's land for like 2 to 4 days, depending on the heat in your house and other factors. Where I remember my grandma when I was a kid, like, oh, those look bad for eating, but maybe banana bread. She's like, nah, 2 or 3. They need to soften up more. These are too close to ripe still. It's like, so you have to keep shitty bananas around, basically. It's like, it's awesome. I mean, it's a great way to not waste food and stuff, but one of those foods where you go, who was the first guy? Who was the first guy to figure out, that rennet added to milk creates cheese? Probably just a guy that had like a water bag that he had used, made out of a sheep's stomach or something, put some milk in there.
Just a man with a dream.
Just a man with milk and a sheep's bladder going, what the fuck's going on? This shit all curdled. But I should try it. Right.
Yeah.
It's the worst that could happen. You could die. You could die.
Who was the guy? I always think of when I think of bad fruit, I think of the guy, what was it? The St. Louis Marathon?
Oh yeah, yeah. That was one of our Wikipedia. Yeah, but the
guy ate a bunch of bad apples, shit himself, took a nap, still finished like
fourth. Yeah, those must have been gnarly apples, because I've done the thing I think I've talked about on the show before, where I get excited about fruit that's in season. I get like 3 pounds of Rainier cherries, and then I eat 2 pounds of Rainier cherries, and then I'm like, why am I shitting paint? Why am I shitting through a screen door? But it's this motherfucker passed out. Like, what was with these apples, and how many did he eat?
That's the thing that I keep getting caught on, is if they were that gnarly, they could not have even appeared edible.
Yeah, how did you get that far?
What did he think it was?
See, that's how you know it was a
because he was from like
marathon.
Venezuela or something, right?
Everybody, I can't remember. That is my recollection. Is it was a Central American country?
Because I remember on his way coming up, he got stuck in New Orleans and like lost all of his money.
Yeah. You're pulling out all the facts on this guy. He had quite the route to getting.
I think
to, like,
about him a
place.
lot.
I mean, it's quite the tale to getting to 4th place.
Should be a movie.
There's way worse movies and way dumber biopics out there.
When people call you fat, how do you react?
My first thought is, I mean, it depends. I've had many different responses and retorts, but I would say that my old, the old hat, so to speak, I would go with the old, what was that? I'm trying to remember who said it. Churchill, the old, like, yes, I'm fat. And if I worked really hard at it, I could probably lose weight. But no matter what you do, you're always going to be a stupid motherfucker. Mm-hmm. Which his was more like he got called drunk. And it was like, I'll be sober in the morning, but you're going to be hideous tomorrow. I think he said fat, so I had to take it and had to.
He was He was insulting a staffer, I believe. But yeah, you have that right. Yeah, I tend to laugh it off.
Yeah, I mean,
it shocks me every time it happens that somebody thinks they can say that, and I've never had somebody. Well, I have. It was in grade school. Be like, you're fat. I'm like, okay. I don't know what I'm supposed to. You're right. What do you want me to do with that? I don't know.
Did you hear my bratwurst story?
Yeah, but when people do it now, I did a show a couple years ago now, but I never worked for this booker, and I sent her the only headshot I had. And this is like when I was getting back into comedy. And I show up and she's like, oh, you're a lot fatter than I thought you'd be. And I was just gobsmacked. I didn't know what to say. I just kind of chuckled and was like, all right. And also, this person's supposed to pay me, so I can't like...
Yeah, you can't say something like, oh, you're as much of an unfuckable hag as I expected.
Exactly.
Like, that's obviously, that would be a turning up of the heat that's not fair and also going to fuck with your pay.
Yeah. I think the worst thing I've ever... I had one guy at a Kraken game. He was like... He just blatantly cut in front of me in line. I went, oh, I guess we're cutting people now. And he like turned around and was like...
So you're aware?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He was like, you got a fucking problem? I was like, no, I think you do. He's like, what are you going to do, you fat fuck? I was like, well, you might be able to outrun me, and I suggest you start doing that, because if this goes any further, you're going to have some problems. I said, never having fought somebody in my entire life. See, that's what happens to me when somebody like, wants to throw hands. What do you call it when someone wants to fight?
It really depends on your. I was just saying,
Let's go with throw. When they want to throw.
when they want to tangle on the cobblestones.
Yeah, you want to tango? I just make a really mean face and look as big as I can. Kind of like if you're about to be attacked by a bear.
I mean, that's not a wrong look. Getting in a fight is in public. It's never a good idea. It's just
Right.
never going
this
to
isn't
be a
Kraken
good
game.
Like, yeah, okay, cool. You're banned from Climate Pledge, and great, just in time for facial recognition software to make that
Right.
ban actually stick.
Yeah, no shit.
Like, you know, the last time, because luckily, I mean, not drunk in public, which is really like a prerequisite to me getting into it with somebody.
Yeah.
Not drunk in public enough for it. The last time I remember was your bachelor party, which was like 2018.
Yeah.
And, you know, got into it with the guy over a cup holder, which is funny and shows how stupid it is, right?
Yeah.
Shows how stupid it is. He called me fat. This was the first inning, and I was just like, you know, we get into a fight.
There's
Then
still 8 innings.
There's one, we're just going to both get arrested. Like, and the guy seemed like he could handle his business. I don't know who would have won. There's no space in those aisles. It's just going to be a mess, and we're going to both go to jail. So then
I was ready to fight.
I calmed down for a half inning. I bought him a beer. He bought me a beer. I found out his name's Daniel. Whole thing worked out.
I was so annoyed that you bought him a beer.
Yeah, but that was the difference in your bachelor party being super lame and actually, you
Better
know.
story.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, not if I get my ass kicked. Like I said, this wasn't like some 5'4" guy that was just going to get wailed.
I
like
thought he was a dweeb.
No, he was a tall, lanky guy. You got to watch out for those ones. You know, a Tommy Hearns build. You know, like again, I wasn't scared, but aware that I could get lit up like a Christmas tree. You just got to be. You got to know the risk.
He might be able to fight if he's willing to call a stranger fat within 5 seconds of you speaking.
Over a cup holder.
Yeah, over a cup holder.
But still, I think we had both had enough beers at that
I
point.
didn't even think I heard it right when that happened.
Mm.
Yeah, you were like,
Probably not. I
sorry,
was on the end.
it's in front of me. I'll just move it over here. He said something like, yeah, you fat fuck. And I was like, whoa, all right.
Yeah, I don't remember the whole exchange. It was definitely over my cup holder.
Yeah.
that was mine.
Yeah.
So I was not in the wrong.
God.
But still, again, what would have happened even if I win the fight and I get to celebrate on the top of the T-Mobile aisle like I'm Rocky or something? Okay, I'm still going to jail.
No,
I don't get to enjoy the rest of the.
You just poison his beer. Blame it on Pabst. Move on.
Again, man, too many cameras. I know I sound paranoid, but it's like, you know, back in the day, there'd be like Ted Bundy killed 30 people. It's like these days he'd be seen on 9 Ring cameras on night 1, and he'd be like that Brian.
They'd be like, damn, that guy's handsome.
It's like, all right, arrest that Brian Koberger, right? You don't get away with it.
Yeah.
That's how that story ends in the 21st
Wow, I
century.
never thought we'd drop a Koberger on this show, but it's happened.
Dude,
we were talking
there's-
about burgers. It's close. We're going to do When in Rome. We should change the name of this segment, honestly. Mostly about ancient history things that I find
Antiquity.
interesting. Antiquity, there we go. You know, it's antiquity and not papacy. We are going to talk about Diogenes. I wrote a little something because there's a lot here. So I know it's a lot less interesting when I'm just reading something. Feel free to interject at any point in time. Diogenes was a Greek philosopher and founder of Cynicism who was born around 400 years before Christ. The word cynic is derived from a Greek word meaning dog-like, and Diogenes was nicknamed the Dog, which is a really cool fucking name.
Yeah, for sure. That's like the nickname that you give to like Lawrence Taylor. Like,
Right.
Jesus Christ, this guy's gonna blow up your line.
Yeah, well, maybe Diogenes made it cool because it was meant as both a put down in regards to his philosophy and a nod to his refusing to ever groom himself. While many might see this nickname as an insult, he believed it was a compliment. He often pointed to dogs as the ideal example of how to live a simple, unaffected life, not bogged down by material things or stress about the future. That is certainly a dog. Dogs are not bothered.
But they lick their own balls and stuff and like keep those clean, and so you should still wash your ass, man.
At
like,
least wash. Yeah, we were coming back
Diogenes-
to it.
yeah,
Wash your ass.
like now, and he's
the
unhoused.
bus seat this guy would leave.
Right?
Can you imagine?
And he's unhoused by choice, but he has access to water. Like
Mhm.
he is choosing to be
Making a statement.
a dirty man.
It's unclear where the nickname started, but once he began eating at a market, which was a serious social faux pas at the time, he was soon surrounded by people shouting "dog" at him, and he responded, It is you who are dogs, for you all gather and stare as I am eating breakfast. He has some really good lines. This is kind of where this is going.
But that's also the type of thing where everybody goes, fuck you. Get the fuck out of here, Diogenes. You know what? I've been hearing your shit for 14 fucking years.
Yeah. I will say, as funny as I think it is now in retrospect, he sounds so fucking annoying.
Oh, the worst guy. The worst guy.
They don't make him like this anymore.
I respect the hell out of him, but his philosophy is dog shit. He's an asshole.
I feel like all philosophers back then were assholes. Like, you kind of had to be.
Yeah, there's a bit of, but like, I feel like Plato, Socrates, there's some foundational stuff going on here about, logic and rhetoric. And this guy's just going, well, nothing means anything. Yeah, man, but you smell like shit and I got to live here. So what's that mean? That means something to me.
After a particularly enlightening encounter with a mouse, Diogenes chose to live the life of a nomad. He preferred to sleep outside, but eventually took residence in a large clay wine jar.
Hold on.
Roughly the size of a bathtub.
I know that was all one sentence, and I'm sorry for interrupting. What was the enlightening experience with that?
He was sleeping on one side of a room where there was a bunch of drunk guys that got into an argument over food, and he saw a mouse that went for some of the breadcrumbs. And he's like, that's all you need is breadcrumbs. There's no point in worrying so much about the big things.
I mean, I see your point, but
I like that a mouse was what turned him on to that, though.
Right, and also just like from a biomass perspective, it's like, brother, I am 200.
He must have followed the mouse home and was like, wine jar. Okay, perfect.
That's I weigh 230 pounds. You're going to have to give me a lot of breadcrumbs, my dude.
Yeah. He strove for a life of simplicity, and it is said he once... Oh, man, this story is gnarly. Not gnarly, but certainly dickish. He once saw a young boy drinking from a river with his hands. He then took his cup from his knapsack and shattered it, saying, "Fool that I am to have been carrying superfluous baggage all this time." Give the boy the cup. What the fuck is wrong with you? If you're not gonna use it, give it to the kid who clearly needs a fucking cup.
I like how he's not only not having possessions, he's somehow acquiring them and destroying them. Like, he is going through the world like he is a hammer and everything's a nail.
Oh, God. His dog-like characteristics didn't end with his housing impermanence. Once, when a group of people threw bones at him, as they would a dog, he urinated on them. It's unclear, every place I've read this, if he urinated on the bones or the people.
It's got to be the people. It's got to be. I know
It's got to be hard to pee on people.
Them there, yeah, you're running at full steam with your dick out, trying to pointing it around like a hose. Yeah, exactly.
Got to be going back and forth each.
See, that's why in the movies, like if you're in the prison cell and you want to like throw jizz on somebody, like at Silence of the Lambs, you got to be back turned so they don't know, so that you can come around and you're already peeing. Exactly.
Another time, in order to end a conversation with someone who wouldn't leave him alone, he defecated in the street. I gotta say, that one's pretty funny. Diogenes...
It's funny, but like, was he just the...
Worst?
Did he have to go? Well, no, like, so I was reading about G.G. Allen the other day, the punk rocker who was terrible, would like shit on stage and all this crazy stuff. Not a good fella. But he would take a bunch of X-Lax and whatever. Like, Diogenes, he was just ready to just drop a grumper in the middle of the...
I think the only reason he was annoyed by this person was because it was coming on.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Because been there. I mean, like...
Do you need a to-go box? Because I'm going to need you to wrap it up, my friend.
Yeah, I had to go... Literally, this happened last night. I was like... Katie was like just kind of taking her time before getting Kendall upstairs. I was like, hey... I need to go to the bathroom and I don't need an audience. So if you could get upstairs soon, I would really appreciate it.
I'm about to destroy this thing.
Diogenes believed anything that might be done in private should also be done in public, which meant he was comfortable performing all his bodily functions publicly. When he was criticized for masturbating too openly, he said that
openly. There's a certain degree of openness which Greek society will allow.
At least face the corner. At least face the corner. He said that he wished it was so easy to cure hunger by just rubbing his belly. Again.
Sorry, you caught me mid-sip. That has nothing to do with the... Hold on. hold on, sir. The issue here is you've changed the subject. They said, hey, don't do it so publicly. And you go, something about hunger. No. That's not the... You can touch your dick or rub your stomach. Do it somewhere else. Do it in the wine jar. Where's the wine jar?
Seriously. What was he doing in the wine jar if that's what he was doing outside it?
Oh, I can't sully the wine jar.
All right. I wrote, frankly, too much. This has gone on for too long. So I'm going to narrow down this last bit a little bit.
Okay.
He famously would test his mental strength by rolling around in hot sand and hugging cold statues.
So that sounds... Now I'm a little bit worried about my man's here. I'm thinking he's not doing too well.
When he was in his 60s, he was kidnapped by pirates. And
he made it to his 60s.
when he was put up for sale in the slave trade, he was asked where he was from, and he said, "I am a citizen of the world." So annoying. He was then asked what skills
he's one of
he
those.
had.
He's one of those sovereign citizen guys. You can't arrest me. I belong to Mother Gaia. You motherfucker.
What skills he had, he said, governing men, he said, and then pointed to a man in the front row. Sell me to him. He looks like he needs a good master. That guy did then buy him, made him a tutor to his kids, and then actually gave him his freedom. In 336 BC, Alexander the Great scoured the city endlessly to find the famous philosopher. When he found him, Diogenes was sunbathing on the beach. Alexander said, "I am Alexander, the great king," to which the reply came, "I am Diogenes, the dog." That's pretty sick. Alexander then offered him anything he wished, to which Diogenes replied, "Move aside then, you're blocking the sunlight." Alexander later remarked, "If I had not been Alexander, I would have liked to be Diogenes."
Yeah, I'm sure that he was impressed by somebody that was so willing to just die.
Yeah. Interestingly, they're not positive how he died, but the most accepted version is that he committed suicide by holding his breath.
This is why Aeschylus died by having a turtle dropped on his head by an eagle. Like, they came up with the dumbest ways to kill these guys off.
Yeah, it's said he thought his body had deteriorated to the point where he wasn't going to be able to live in his wine jar anymore, basically.
Well, what a shame that would be. I feel like it's been a while. We've talked about how our original classics were. Chris is talking about sex too much. Cole's talking about poop too much. And I feel like we really got away from our roots. And so I want to talk about the Erfurt latrine disaster.
So you're saying this is a sex one?
No, I can't scoop you, man. No, we've actually really broken free from that, but we're getting into it again. Erfurt latrine disaster, July 26, 1184, in the German
I've seen
city.
Plenty of latrine disasters. I'll say that much.
Yeah, this is not like when you were at Bumbershoot though, and
Luke Combs concert.
Yeah, somebody had too many frog legs. Approximately 60 local nobles died when the floor of a building collapsed through the ground floor and into the latrine cesspit below.
Oh.
They were attending a court day conducted by King Henry VI when their combined weight caused the floor of the building to collapse. Some of the attendees drowned in human waste after falling into the cesspit.
Oh my God.
Floor collapsed due to excessive load. You know what I mean? Hello.
Excessive loads.
That's approximately
no.
60. And the king was there. He was present, but he survived, was unharmed. So the event, it was this court day that Henry convened a lot of the members of the royal court. That's what that means. So myself, I also don't know, like, what's the royal court? But, your various archbishops, people of various political, relevance. And so they're all hanging out. The upper floor's wooden support beams were rotten, and the floor collapsed under the combined weight of the meeting's attendees. The impact of people and debris caused the ground floor to collapse as well. Some continued falling through the ground floor into an underground cesspit. 60 people died of injuries being crushed by debris or suffocating in the sewage.
Oh my God.
And actually quite a few noblemen. I mean, this was a court day. So this was actually, there's people with like Wikipedia pages that fucking died in the poop flood.
I shouldn't have laughed at that. It's just insane. I can't think of a worse way to go.
And Henry VI and Archbishop Conrad were sitting in a stone window alcove and avoided the fall. They hung on to the window until rescuers with ladders were able to arrive and let them down. Well, I'm glad ladders existed by that point.
But not city code.
Also, some guy named Landgrave Lewis had fallen in the collapse. Landgrave Lewis? What regional wrestling circuit did this guy crawl out of? He's going to lose to Jerry Lawler next week.
A grave digger. This guy.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
I know Bigfoot when I see him. Yeah. It's funny. The aftermath is, after the disaster, Henry VI immediately departed and resumed his military campaign. Yeah, I'd move on from that one, too. There's not a lot of PR spin you can do.
Yeah.
Shitty. Yeah. But it's basically not been referenced in a lot of popular culture, which surprises me. You'd think that drowning in poop would be
talking about it.
Yeah, I mean, we are.
There's no worse way to go, and I can't think of a cabinet more deserving than 47s. I really think
the poop disaster.
Yeah, if it's ever going to happen again.
World's largest septic tank.
Or are you talking about I see what you mean. I thought you were talking about the people in office.
Flush it.
That's fantastic. Good. Like that. I like that I know that. I mean, it's awful, but I like that I know it happened. I thought, didn't we talk about people drowning in margarine or something?
Molasses. Yeah. Also, there was a butter flood. Speaking of things that the president would maybe drown in, and
that could happen.
They could enjoy that. Yeah. But the butter flood though is funny because luckily it didn't hurt anybody, so it's easier to just be like, oh, that's funny. But it was in I think it was in Wisconsin.
Yeah, I'm sure. I don't know of this, but it was, I promise.
Basically what had happened, it was a warehouse. It was one of the, you know how the United States government has, their cheese reserves and their butter reserves. And, I don't know that they're so large today, but as a price stabilization measure. So we'd have like Oscar Mayer had millions of hot dogs there. Like
they should do that with gas.
Be a good time. You're just talking about getting rid of the federal tax on that. We're getting really political now. The federal gas.
I don't care. I'm kind of over not talking about it at this point.
18 fucking cents, man. What the fuck is that going to do to the gas going up over $1.50? 18 cents. It's like 14%. Whatever. Anyway, butter flood.
Butter flood. I could see that happening. Trump's like, hey man, I can't do a Trump impression, so I'm just going to sound like an idiot. Let's fill the Oval Office with butter.
Then question marks and then profit. It's like the underpants gnomes.
Question marks. Profit.
But yeah, big fire. Basically, just a ton of cheese and butter and product, and it was just very hard fire to fight. And one of the firefighters remarked that I had butter in places that no firefighters have. because the butter was it was refrigerated, it was not liquefied, but then with the fire, it all turned into liquid, and basically a whole room full of butter just kind of leaked out, and it was like a wave of fucking shit.
Quick, get the crab legs.
It's where's Jameis Winston? Okay. We got another Wikipedia. This one I think you'll enjoy. This is a really short one though. In fact, I'm not even going to be able to describe why it's named this. But it's called the Miracle of 1511. It was a festival in Brussels in which the locals built approximately 110. They're described as satirical snowmen. I'm going to describe what the snowmen, and we'll try to dissect what kind of satire. Satire seems like a really high-minded
Are they melted?
Praise.
What else would it be? How could you make a satirical snowman?
It's not satire at all. But okay, it's estimated that more than half of these 110 snowmen portrayed pornographic or sexual characters.
Hell yeah.
So in 1511, this was surprising. Examples of snowmen built included a snow nun that was seducing a man. This is great snowcraft. How could they tell it was a nun? She's cloistered, visibly.
I refuse to believe that their skills were that good with snow at that point in time.
I don't know, man. You're bored in the fucking, 16th century.
Right. There's no TV. Books cost money.
Books. What even is a book? These people are probably not super literate. A snowman and other examples, a snowman and snow woman having sex in front of the town fountain.
Hell yeah.
A naked snow boy. I love the like age and gender changes. I've been sexist this whole time. I've been like, it's like the Spanish language over here. They're just all snowmen. I never thought about snow nuns and boys. A naked snow boy, again naked.
Did he have his Kazo out?
Nice. That's a callback, folks. Snowboy urinating into the mouth of a drunken snowman. Again, how do you know he's drunk? What if we have like a spilled jug next to him
Again,
that said
melting.
XX?
Yeah, right.
There were snow unicorns, snow mermaids, a snow dentist, and snow prostitutes enticing people into the city's red light
Snow
district.
dentist? What is satirical about a dentist?
Again, satires like, so what are you satirizing? Oh, you know, how humans have sex. What? That's a weak premise, my dude. Among the political snowmen created were a snow virgin with a unicorn in her lap. What? It was built in front of the palace, the home of the Holy Roman Emperor. This was in protest to him being absent and instead living with his Aunt Margaret of Austria in Mechelen. Before the miracle, there had been 6 weeks of cold weather. Combined with mass population growth and a large wealth disparity, the locals decided to use the snowmen as a form of protest. So again,
Sounds right.
I don't know about satire, but snowcock sounds like a good way to tell, hey, fuck you guys. You guys suck.
You know what they'll hate? If we make a bunch of dicks.
Glenn's right. I mean, it's better. We got the snow.
We got the snow.
This is
That's the only thing holding them back.
This is a low cost. All we need is our sweat equity and our dreams. Oh, man.
Snow tits are way easier. They really went the extra mile with all the cost.
Yeah, the one that gets me is the snow boy urinating into the drunken guy's mouth, because like a snow piss stream seems hard, and then also like to depict the guy as fucked up seems hard.
Yeah.
How do you know he was drunk? I'm just stuck on that one.
Wait, where was this?
This was in Brussels, I believe. Hold on, let me look back at that. Let me open it again.
How many artists are in Brussels, you reckon? How close is that to where there's actual...
It was Brussels. No, it was, I mean, that's where the great Dutch artists were. So this is, I mean, these are some creative folks culturally.
Clearly.
And this is like still the Renaissance.
I find it very creative.
Yeah, satire we could discuss, but it was definitely cool. Okay, I'm going to hit this week in history real quick. So, May 8th, 1976, the roller coaster The New Revolution, the first steel coaster with a vertical loop, opens at Six Flags Magic Mountain. Do you like theme parks?
I go for the ambiance. I guess.
Good food. You can always say good food at the theme
horrible food, but it's good.
I
Like,
mean,
it's like...
depends on the... Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I can't eat it with a clean conscience.
No.
But yeah, I guess I do. I don't like the majority of the people who are there, and I don't like crowds.
So yeah, it's a strong atmosphere.
Yeah, you know. But when I went to, we went to Silverwood all the time growing up.
Silverwood's
we
great.
had a house on Lake Ponderay in northern Idaho that we'd go to in the summer, and so I was at Silverwood every year, several times. I went during COVID they did like some Halloween thing. And
Oh yeah, Spooky Wood.
Yeah, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Something like that. You might be right.
Yeah, Ashley and I went. I
but
think we went to Spooky Wood.
It was, I mean, more full than it should have been because it was Idaho, but it was not that busy. I was like, all right, this is a lot better, actually. And I had a really good time.
Yeah.
I like roller coasters.
Ashley and I went like first week after the school year started, because they're open till end of September, but school starts like first week of September. So you can hit those, you know, still the weekend, obviously anybody can do anything. But once the school year starts, you pull a lot of people out of the, let's drive out to Idaho. So I love Silverwood. I mean, it is where
but you know, the people who are in Idaho don't go to school. So it's still kind of easy.
And if you go to Silverwood, there is a possibility that your dad gets too drunk and you have to...
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Have we talked about that on the show?
No, I don't think so.
Oh.
It was a bit bleak.
It's so funny, though.
It is pretty funny.
There's so many words we'd have to bleep out.
Yeah, or just not say.
Now we have to talk about it. You kind of mentioned that maybe once Mike is gone, we could talk about it on the show. And I'm not going to use your dead dad against you, but it's a really good story.
It's a good cudgel to wield. No, I think that's a story for another day, but we will tell that story. Well, I do like theme parks. Mike never ruined them for me. Try as he might.
Mid-sit for me. Almost had a spit take.
What a shit-heel. Just the type of person that could only be from Fairbanks, Alaska. Like, what about Tampa Bay? No. Different breed. Okay, May 9th, 1974. The United States House Committee on the Judiciary opens formal and public impeachment hearings against President Richard Nixon. Have we been too hard on the 70s? I mean, that was pretty cool.
I kind of like Nixon, all the bad stuff aside.
You're insane. That is the worst take.
He's pretty funny. He let Elvis come in. There's a couple good things. He seemed like a nice guy.
When you separate Beelzebub from the crimes, there's a lot to like.
He's really
there.
funny in the Elvis movie when he goes to the White House, okay?
It's not even a real
Kevin Spacey did a great job.
That guy was such a shithead. It's funny because one of the things for This Week in History this week that I did not even decide to throw in was Daniel Ellsberg. He was the man that revealed the Pentagon Papers, which showed the depth of our crimes in Vietnam and also the fact that we weren't winning the war. And he was criminally charged for revealing state secrets, kind of like Edward Snowden so many years later. They had to throw out the case because before Watergate, Nixon sent his plumbers, as he called them, to Ellsberg's psychiatrist's office, and they broke into the fucking safe his file cabinet to find damaging stuff on Ellsberg.
That's the thing that was in Forrest Gump.
It's right before he drank about 15 Dr. Peppers. Yeah. But just example of like Nixon just being like, break into his therapist's office. Like, who comes up with this
For the
stuff?
record, not a Nixon fan, but are we hard on the 70s?
No, probably the right amount of
that 70s show. It's got a whole show.
It's about how rad everything is. Iranian hostage crisis. We got fucking 1977.
I don't know. Outside of all the
gas.
bad stuff, I kind of like the Iranian.
We got the gas crisis, fall of Saigon, invented the Pinto.
Hey, there we go.
It's okay.
Are you talking about the bean?
It's luckily that had existed before. May 12th, 1958, during a visit to Caracas, Venezuela, the U.S. Vice President Richard Nixon's car is attacked by anti-American demonstrators. Have we been too hard on Venezuela?
I think we've not been hard enough on Venezuela.
Oh, no.
That place is bad news bears. Nothing good's happening in Venezuela right now.
It's especially bad when you embargo the country
They make
forever.
cool baseball players.
True. Reigning World Baseball Classic champions.
Jackson Churio. Ronald Acuna.
Felix.
William Contreras. Oh, yeah, Felix.
King Felix. That was from an
we're
era
being too
that was
hard.
not as dominant a generation of Venezuelan players when Felix was around, but yeah.
We're being too hard on Venezuela. No, you're right.
Okay, final question. And then we got to get out of Alex's hair. May 13th, 1953. So, anniversary today. Approximately 7,100 brewery workers in Milwaukee perform a walkout, marking the start of the 1953 Milwaukee brewery strike. Could any strike cripple your life more? Who's running the bratwurst factory?
It would make a difference. Who's running the bratwurst factory? That's probably where they went, actually. They just went across the street. Hey, we need jobs.
You got anything part-time for me? I'm not working at Schlitz right now.
Let me see how the sausage is made. That would affect my life. It would. Hate to admit it, but I would notice. I would notice.
Sure. Especially in that era, there's not local breweries. And one of the breweries, the one that broke the strike, that negotiated with the workers and led to the workers winning the strike, they only have their breweries in Milwaukee. Because some of the other ones, like Anheuser-Busch, it's like, well, we have other plants. Like, we could maybe...
53, was it Miller?
No, Miller. So there were 6 big breweries in the city at the time.
Miller,
the one that backed out is not one that we would know today, and because they were the one to collapse, it was called Valentine Blatz Brewing Company.
Oh, Yeah, I know Blatz.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they got the label got sold to Pabst in '59.
I'll say I know Blatz signs.
Fair. Yes, you're from Wisconsin.
Yeah.
You know, you got your Wisconsin. But yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you didn't grow up drinking the. Yes, but their brand lived on for some amount of time. But yeah, that was the.
What about you?
I think that would absolutely. I mean, unless there was something.
Hamburger factory,
some sort of blowjob strike. Is there like a UFC strike?
I wasn't gonna get sexual, but yeah, same thing. I was like, you're telling me all the porn stars are done?
Look, it doesn't matter that I only have a few a year, but you can't take them from me. No Christmas anymore. Yeah, that would definitely be, I think, the hardest overall. Like, I need my few Johnny Utahs a week. You can't take that from me. But yeah, I mean, I will say things like a sports strike are tough. You know, baseball goes away for a year. That fucking sucks.
Yeah.
But
yeah, if you take football from me in winter, we're going to have problems. Give me my Packers. All right. This has been a fun one.
Yeah, this is great.
This is fun. We have a beer spill to clean up, so we're going to get out of here quick.
Oh, no, there was nothing left in that can, so we're good.
I'm still going to suck it out of the carpet. Check us out, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter for our food thoughts. That's right. I was forgetting one. Yeah. Jordan, love y'all. Bucks and 6.